the Global Methodist Church. This is the new version of the United Methodist Church in a traditional sense. This is something that has been in the works for a while now, really since they were talking about separating. The WCA, the Wesleyan Covenant Association, the group that I'm president of our chapter in South Georgia, has been part of this. It does not come solely from the WCA. It comes from others who've been part of the work to pull this together. But this was just recently released, and you can go to a website to actually see what it looks like. And they have released their version of the Book of Discipline, our law book, to say it in other terms. And it is very, very close to what we have currently in our Book of Discipline. It maintains the current stance, the traditional stance on same-sex marriage and ordination of LGBTQ+. It also maintains much of the same structure that we have right now, which is the bishop and the cabinet and an appointment process. There's one exception there. What it does, which is, I believe, a good exception, it removes the guaranteed appointment of ordained elders. If you are an ordained elder in the United Methodist Church, you are guaranteed a job, no matter really how well you do or how poorly you do. And sometimes that's a great thing, but sometimes that can be an issue. But they pulled that out of it, which I think is the right thing. Just like other places, it ought to be based on your merit and your ability and the giftedness that God uses through you. The other thing that is a positive is that bishops now would be elected under this new traditional church, would be elected not for life, but for set terms. That's been part of the problem with enforcing the Book of Discipline currently, because a bishop is elected for life, and the vast majority of bishops that are part of our council of bishops now lean towards either being a little left-leaning centrist or a progressive. And so they have a lot of sway in what happens. And there's really no recourse against them if they do not enforce provisions of the Book of Discipline. So they're going to be, they could be voted out as opposed to right now. So they're going to be elected for set terms. Property under this new provision, this new denomination, there will be no trust clause, which is a good thing. So churches who have built and paid for their churches will actually own their churches without threat that the denomination might, or the conference might take their property from them. And this is one of the stronger pieces of this new Book of Discipline too. There is accountabilities. There are provisions in there that say, listen, we expect that you will uphold the traditional teaching of the apostles, of the Wesleyan understanding of Christ and the Trinity, all those things that we have. So it does things that our current Book of Discipline will not do for that accountability. The plan is that the Global Methodist Church will officially launch. That means it becomes an official denomination as soon as the protocol for separation is passed. Or there is an understanding, it becomes apparent that they're just delaying this idea of considering separation. The kicking the can down the road again is not good for Methodism. There are a lot of Methodists, maybe not in our area so much, but there are a lot of Methodists who are leaving our churches because they're just tired of this, and they've decided that they don't want to be a part of it anymore. I'm very blessed that I do have the opportunity to talk with leaders in other conferences, and I was on a Zoom conference not too long ago with leaders that are from our jurisdiction, and they were saying that their churches are hurting. They're hurting. People are leaving. People are not giving, and it has to do with these issues. And it's troubling. Not only that, they're also telling horror stories of how some of the progressive district superintendents and bishops are harming those who are traditionalists in their conferences, which is just, to me, I just can't even understand why that would happen. But it is happening. We haven't seen a lot of that in South Georgia, which is good. So, I know that's a lot.